like a Hellcat.
Hey guys, it's KFD Kieran. Today I'm going to be doing 3 killer V-cut ab exercises with you. I hope you enjoy the video. See you guys in a bit. So we're going to start off with this targeting the obliques. When it comes to getting a V-line, this is what I personally believe is the best place to start. After that, we're going to get into the exercise which gets into your lower abs, and to conclude our routine we're going to get through a finisher which is your obliques and your lower abs at the same time. So we're going to kick this off by getting into some side bends. With this you can use various objects to perform this exercise. I personally like to use the dumbbell, but you can also use a resistant band or some cable machines. What we are going to do here is, by keeping our spine in a nice neutral position, we are going to tip our shoulders over to the side and mentally time ourselves by thinking about the contraction of the obliques as hard as you possibly can. This allows you to contract and shorten that muscle and get the best possible outcome. And then I also add a 1 second isometric hold just so I can continue time under tension. Now here's an example of what some careless repetitions look like. You can see the time under tension is absolute trash. The spine is not maintaining a neutral position, which can lead to injury. What's happening is the individual, me, is trying to perform each repetition as quickly as possible and is trying to get as many repetitions as they can do. And also, most people try and put as much weight on as they possibly can, which can also lead to further injuries. Now for the next movement, we're going to get into some reverse crunches with a pelvic tilt. The way that most people perform this is simply by bringing their knees towards their chest and then dropping their feet towards the floor. The main problem with this is that there is no pelvic tilt, meaning you're not actually lifting your butt off the floor and not getting some of the spinal flexion, which is really responsible for shortening those abdominals, mostly the lower ones. And as well, at the end of the movement, feet are dropping to the floor, you're losing all the tension. You want to prevent yourself from doing that and perform the movement as such. You're going to lift your feet off the ground. Your heels will never touch the ground throughout the whole set. Now this is going to keep tension on the lower abdominals for every repetition during the set. Now as you can see me demonstrating, I'm going to get that pelvic tilt where the butt is coming off the ground and we're getting that spinal flexion. This is what's responsible for shortening those abdominals and maximizes the effect of the exercise. You can see that I'm performing each repetition at a slow and controlled movement, again to increase time under tension. Now to conclude our V-cut ab workout, we are going to perform Russian twists. With the exercise you can do it in 2 ways. You can either do it with repetitions, or you can have a timer and do as many full Russian twists in the time available. The way that most people perform this is the way with their feet on the ground, which is going to be great, yes, because you can mostly hit the obliques and a little bit of the lower abdominals. To help maximize the movement is to cross your legs and lift them off of the ground. This is going to put a lot of tension on the lower abs. Now another mistake that tends to happen when people try and perform this movement is just touching the floor as quickly as they possibly can, with no focus on getting that rotation. The rotation is what is help getting the maximum hitting the obliques. When you're just touching the left and right side of your hips with your hands on the ground, you're not getting as much rotation, meaning that you're not getting the activation from those obliques. So for maximum effect, focus on getting that rotation. Have those feet up in the air and try to maintain the position you're in throughout the entire set. Make sure you are performing clean repetitions where you are not getting those fast speedy movements, but rather controlled, concise movement where you focus on contracting the obliques and the entire core. That finishes our V-cut workout, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, subscribe down below and hit that like button. Comment down below if there's something I can improve on, or there's something you want me to do in later videos. But for now, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.